Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Dragon's Corner. With 4.1 looming around, the golem coming out, I figure it's time I share somewhat, a bit of kind of how I run with mining and kind of where to start. So there are gonna, I'll do a video with any luck when the golem comes out. However, having said, you're generally going to be starting with the prospector. It's a solo mining ship. It's I recommend this starting, if you're not going to start off with a rock, start off with this for ship mining, because it will do the job. So first, you go to Lorville in New Deal and buy the ship that's behind me. Right in here, right? Like that. And as you can see, misc Prospector is 2.9 million AUEC. So now, what do we do from here, right? We have our ship. Now we need to get a mining head, and we need to get a module. And what I recommend you do is you get the Riger C2 or the Riger C3. The Riger C3 is at Pearl L2, and the mining area there's a couple other places, but that's where I get it. And then I always get the Hofstede head for the Prospector, because it's the most versatile one in the 4.0 line. It might change from time to time, so refer to your guides and the websites. But the Hofstede with the Riger C3 is the way you're going to go. So I will show you where those places are, because I haven't outfitted my Prospector yet, because I've been using my mole. But I'll show you where those are, and be back with where to go from there. All right, so we're here at Hurl 2. And let me show you how to get to the refinery, because that's where you're going to want to look for the Riger C3. And I can't quite remember whether they have the Hofstede ones here. So if they do, that'd be great. If not, I'll show you where to get those. So we're here. We come on out down this way. Want to go to medical. We literally want to come to the elevators here. And get that. I'm going to go down to the refinery. Okay, come on down here. We look for this gantry here. I love how detailed this is. Like, these things move, and it's amazing. You haven't been to Power yet? I recommend it, but it's not for the faint of heart, but that's beside the point. Okay, so we come through the doorway, and we want to go to the Mining Support Center. Right, as you can see, they have various armor sets. They have, you can actually buy, like right here, you see, you can actually buy these pieces here if you wanted, and there's various modules. And on one of the websites that I'll throw in the description, it explains a lot of that to give you an idea. Okay, but what we're going to want to do, though, is we're going to come on down here. We're going to want to go to Utility. Then we're going to go to, let's first of all just try mining laser heads. See if they have Hofstede size 2, Lancet, Klein, Helix. I mean, this is also a viable mining laser for you too. But it gives you this is actually the most powerful one you can get. It has the highest power output available, but it increases the resistance, and it has a very small charge window. Well, I don't recommend this as a beginner. What I do recommend, and this one here, it's a bit bigger because it's size 2, but you'll see when we go down area 18. What I like about this is it cuts resistance, it increases the optimal window charge rate, but it increases instability. But you can deal with that, but you can't deal with more resistance. So that they don't have it here. They have a whole bunch of other ones, but we're not looking for that. So let's just get our mining module. Well, they have a whole ton of them. There's active, inactive, or passive. I run straight passive personally, so I'm gonna let you figure that out, what you want. But you get the Riger C3. It's 60k. It gives you 125% increased power, but with the cost of a 1% window. Charge window. Let's see, can I put this in my backpack? Can I? Ooh, this would be awesome. Perfect. See me put in my ship. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to head down to Area 18. So that we can get our other modules. Sorry, not modules. The mining head for the prospector. We are at Area 18. So where you want to do once you actually get to Area 18 is when you get to the transit platform, both trains will take you to where you want to go, but you want to head to the ArcCorp Plaza, because there is where we will get our Hofstede size 1 head. We have arrived at ArcCorp City Plaza. You're greeted by a giant AI flotation hologram thingamajig. But we just welcome ourselves to Area 18. And if you follow the path that I'm about to show you, it'll take you right to Dumper's Depot. That's where you want to go to get your Hofstede size 1. You can also, at any time, really, all you really need to do is upgrade the mining head, because the stock mining head is garbage. And then, like I said, the Riger C3, Riger C2. If you want to do something more, you could put like a XTR XL, which gives you a bigger window, but then you're losing out on a lot of power, because the prospector head does not have a lot of power, unlike the mole and potentially the golem whenever that comes out. Rest assured, I am buying that, and I will be definitely doing a video on it, because I like the fact that you can fit it into your C2 and A2 hulls. But anyways, so we come on down here. So there's the Astromata. There's where you can buy ships. Oops, getting caught on someone. Where you can buy some other ships. And we want to come down here to Dumper's Depot. And don't forget to check for turtles, because there's always turtles there. We come through the door. And a lot of people get lost and think that there's two terminals. There's one terminal over here, and then there's another terminal back down there. So see. Okay, so what we want to do, I come down here, and you can buy a whole bunch of stuff here. You can buy quantum drives, power plants, and everything the like. But to get you started, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for, you want to go utilities, and then mining laser heads. And we want the Hofstede size 1. So let's get in a better position here. So you see here has a little less effective range, which is fine. It has a lot less power than the Hofstede size 2. But it has the same 30% resistance cut, optimal window charge 20%, and inert material minus 30%, which, that's kind of whatever. And yeah, and so then we just quick buy. And now we're all good to go. So now let me show you how to install this stuff, right? So we hit F1 to bring up our mobiGlas. You don't come down here to vehicles, and this may change from time to time. It might be vehicle loadout manager, or whatever the case may be. We come on down here till we find our prospector. Okay. And like I said, you could change it all. I mean, I have a skin on here that when you see, but it has a size 2 cooler, 1 size 2 power plant, size 1 quant drive, and 3 size 1 shields. So you can load that as you wish. Got 2 size 1 ballista, or 2 size 1 repeaters on it, which honestly that's about all you really need on it. But here's where we get to our bread and butter. Under utility, mining head. We click on our Hofstede size 1, we hit equip. There, now it's equipped. Now here on our sub item slot, we want to equip our Riger C3. And then save changes. Boom. There, you are effectively ready to go mining. So now where do you go, might I ask? Or might you ask, trying to figure out where you want to go? Well, you can go planet side, Lyria, Magda, Cellin, Daymar, anywhere really, but Cellin is where you're going to want to go, at least for now, because this kind of has the bulk of the new minerals, or the minerals. If you're a pyro, you want to go onto Bloom or any of the major planets because it's got all your minerals. Asteroid clusters is fine. I will put a card for how to get to the Aran Belt because that is the safest. But for our purposes today, I will be heading to Lyria so I can show you how we're going to mine. So you got quite a beefy little miner here. You got 4 bags that equate to 32 SCU worth of cargo that you can hold. You got your Hofstede size 1 with this Uriger C3 right there. And she can bounce, she can take a hit. It's a very good, very durable solo miner. So to get in, we hit that enter ship sign like I just did. And this one here, it has a bed, the bathroom, fire extinguisher for when that's a thing. You have access to all your internal components. And then you have a cockpit, which is honestly, the MISC ships have some of the best cockpits out there, in my opinion. Fire up. Okay, so we're gonna get to Lyria, and then we'll be right back. We are now at Lyria. So few things you might want to keep note. Regardless whether you're planet-side mining or belt mining, you want to make sure you keep your bearings straight, right? Like in this case, I'm just trying to find. You know what? Whatever. We'll go here. There's an. Yeah. It's just so you can kind of see what's going on. But basically, give me this backside. That's fine. But basically, you're going to want to kind of make sure, especially when you're planet mining, to set an escape route just in case something happens. Because you never know when griefers going to be around. You never know when there's going to be people who mean harm. So, it's always a good idea to have your escape route pre-planned so you can jump out. And second to that, you can activate your active modules tool, but I only use, like I said, passive mode. So when you're mining, what I recommend, whatever spot you jump into, don't go right to it. Go kind of the opposite direction of it for a little bit. Get some speed behind you, and then that way the chance of someone just jumping in and finding you is severely diminished. Third to that, you can mine both in nav mode and in SCM mode. And third thing, you're going to have to know how to scan. And I have a whole actual in-depth video that I'll place a card there. But basically, to get started with your mining, you want to enter your scan mode, which is V on keyboard and mouse. And then whatever... but those are still... but so you want to hit V, and then that'll enter your scan mode. And then I think it's tab is the default. I've always reset mine, but I use sticks to send a ping. So when you want to go to your unknown signals, and signals that are for just so you're not wasting your time. For gems, generally are 600. In the next big patch, I don't know exactly how that would turn out, but I could do an update video from there. But your asteroids that you'd be looking for are all variances of like 1500, 1800. This one's 9,000. Okay, yeah. So this one's gonna be multiple. And how we find that is this little Rigner signature up here. That's what we're looking for. Yes, okay, so when they break apart like that, about 4K out, you know those are asteroids. So now, as we get closer, see how they populate? So what we do is we deactivate our scanning mode. And I personally always mine with shields up, because when you pop rocks and stuff, it gives you a bit of protection. Because if you blow a rock up and don't move away with the prospector, you will literally blow your prospector. Okay, so so now you scan, you can see your distances. We press M to enter our mining mode. And then when we get close with mining mode, it automatically scans. And so this one here is saying going to be challenging at 10K. We should be able to do it. But so here's your mining HUD. And so with your mining HUD, you have your charge bar here. So this is when you're charging the rock, as you'll see in a moment. How much, like, your power on your rock. This is the laser intensity, so how much power is to your laser, and this is your distance to the rock, as well as like thruster indicator, which is kind of useless, and your general velocity, which is kind of useful. And if you have any, then over here, here's your modules and modifiers. If you have active ones, it'll tell you whether it's active or not. And I think, let's see, for when you're using your active mining modules, vehicles, where is it? Vehicles mining. There we go. So when you're activating your modules, each one has a specific slot. How they get set up, I don't exactly remember because I just run passive, but you press your left alt 1 to activate it, left alt 2, left alt 3, etc. And this is not the default. I have changed this. I believe the default's like a left alt and mouse wheel up and down to change your mining power, but that's not what I do. Even with dual keyboard, I still do this because it's easier with mouse and keyboard, or dual sticks, it's easier. And fire and miner laser is just your firing. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a try. So left click. Now you see how that, this is our optimal window. That went because of the modifiers on our stuff, right? So the minerals you're going to be looking for vary. We want to also make sure we're back down our optimal range too, because that's the best harmonic range that our laser has to break rocks. You see there? Now we've got some charge on the rock. That little bar goat climbing up there. So with 4.1 coming out, they're bringing out a whole bunch of new set of minables. I don't know what that's going to look like, but for the sake of this video for 4.0, you want to look for Terranite, Bexelite, Boris, Quant, and then if you're in Pyro, you'll want to look for Recite. And Recite and what you call it? Stellaron. There we go. Okay, so now, how do you know when you've broken a rock big enough? With the prospector, because you only got 32 SCU, you want to kind of make sure you're grabbing the bigger rocks first, right? And the stuff that's more like this one here. So we want to press left alt and mouse click, and then now you see down here, now we're sucking stuff up. This will tell you what's in your mining bag. And then you just kind of go along here. That's low. We'll take that. And now your mining laser has a bit more range than most other things, but this is kind of what you want to do. So we'll take this because it's got inert materials in it. And yeah, then that's all you do. And then as you see, like I've already gone almost 10 SCU out just off one rock. It's not all useful. Like you see here, you only got a high bit of terranite, but I'm not being too picky because I'm used to kind of work with my mole. But what I'll do is I'll show you what to do with your stuff after you have a full prospector. And so while you're going about, you can keep your mining head out and it will automatically scan your rocks for you as you're going along. I'll take that for the gold. So when you come up to it and there's no sidebar here, that means it's good to go to extract. So we just left alt and mouse, suck it up, got a little bit of gold, not much. That's okay. Yeah. Destinate, good with that one. $54K. All right. So we'll just fire out of that mode, and then we're going to keep going. And you go until you're full, and then you take it back to a refinery. When we're ready to do that, I'll be back. All right, so we're full. So we're going to go back to your refinery of choice. And when I say refinery of choice, I mean each one has bonuses. Each one has like different things that they do. But I mean, I try to work out of either Arc L1 or like Crew L1. Ultimately, it's wherever you feel comfortable. And generally it's close to where you're working, but if you got something with the mole or you got some jump distance, it really doesn't matter. Another little thing that I kind of forgot to mention, like volatile materials like Quant have a timer. It used to be a 7-minute timer, but over the last while, they bumped it out to a 20-minute timer. So just bear that in mind. They'll show in red, and you'll know when you're picking it up, and then it'll give you a little timer somewhere on your screen. So just be mindful of that. But we're going to go to Arc L1, run this to the refinery. I'll show you the process there, and then you'll be good to go. So now, I always, as a force of habit, store my ship when I go to refine my stuff. However, I've had some people in the past say it helps, other people say it doesn't. So do what you feel you need to with it, because ultimately that's what matters. But we're back. We're up here at Arc L1. So when I run to the refinery, I will show you what you're looking for. All right. So what you'll find is all the refineries look the same more or less, unless you're in Pyro. They have a vastly different layout because it's a barren wasteland and whatnot. But you're going to go, they all have the same layout, so you're going to want to come through this doorway. And instead of coming to the mining support center, because that's where we don't have to go down there, we go up these stairs instead. And this is the refinement processing. All right, so you have two options. You can either come here and sell your stuff unrefined for half the price. Right? You still get 53K for it. So if you're really broke and all you have is a mining ship, this is what you can do, and it'll turn around and sell all your stuff that you have raw. You don't get anywhere near what you should for it, but it's better than nothing if you're in dire straits. But if you're not in dire straits, what you want to do, and you have a cargo ship, that's the other thing, is you want to come up here to the refinement kiosk. And we want to come down here to the prospector or the mole, if that's what you happen to have, and then set up work order. So this will now tell you what you have and what you don't have, right? So now there's two options that I use. Ferron exchange, which is supposedly low speed, moderate cost, high yield, but it's actually very fast, but it's also very expensive. Or you got dink salvation, which I always use because I'm never in that much of a rush. And I'll give you an example. So we're mainly worried about our Terranite. We're not really worried about, and the gold here too. But all this other stuff, we'll grab the Boris as well. Because I think Boris, they bumped up in value, at least for this patch. And so basically, all this other stuff's kind of garbage. You can refine it if you want. But here, so we got our quote. It's going to be 5,300 AUC, a 23-hour timer. Or let's go to Ferron Exchange and get a quote for the same thing. So for 7 hours, it's double the cost. So, I mean, ultimately, if that's the way you want to roll, that's fine. But I'm generally not in that much of a rush. So I don't mind waiting, and then I save my stuff up. And so I'll just show you really quick what we do with this. If it's going to work appropriately. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so then now, what you do when you're ready, when it says order complete, you come down here, you're going to select your storage option and select your cargo ship. Hopefully soon they'll be able to make it so that you can put it right into the storage location where you are. Hopefully. But I'm not going to hold my breath on it. But then you select your storage location and then you hit retrieve or collect or whatever. If you want to retrieve it partial like this, you hit stop and collect, and then it'll do the same thing there too. Okay, so thanks for watching, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want more. Feel free to ask any questions down in the comments down below, because I will gladly try to answer them as best I can. Because mining is very intricate, there's a lot to it, and it's like this is just to get you started. There's vast things, like there's gadgets, there's different mining heads, as I pointed out, there's different modules, so you can try different setups. There's the mold, there'll be the golem when 4.1 comes out. And so there's going to be lots of options, so don't be afraid to ask, because that's what this is all about. It's about learning, because you got material makeup too, like, a rock, like density of different materials. There's a whole bunch that you're gonna have to figure out. But this is just to get you started. So please, don't be afraid to ask questions. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you want to see a mole mining video, if you want to see gold mining video. Let me know. Comments down below. Thank you very much for everybody for watching. Have yourselves a great day.